Here's 5 healthy habits that can greatly improve your life. Hi you guys, welcome back, and if you are new here, my name is Noemi, and today I am going to share with you 5 tips that I implemented in my life and it helped me feel healthier, happier, and made me more productive as well. So the first healthy habit is to eat slower. And what I mean under that is we all know that we have to have a proper food that we eat and rather to have a healthy meal. But it's also important how you eat that food. If you have so much distraction, if you just grab the food in the cart, and we all have a crazy day sometimes in the while, but as much as possible, if you can eat slower your food, you chew it better and your body can digest it better. So that means you get more nutrients out of your meal. And if you don't digest food properly, then it makes you tired. So when you eat slowly, you get a better chance that your body deals with the digestion much better. To implement this in your life, if you know if the breakfast is a crazy time for you or a dinner, for those, find those recipes that works for you the best, and also try to eat with somebody together. I have a more tendency to eat faster when I was distracted with my computer or I was browsing through my phone, but if I eat with my family or just with my kids, I definitely slow down more and I enjoy the food more that way because it's a designated time for eating. The second healthy habit is cut out processed sugar from your foods and drinks. White sugar, when you eat them, basically it shuts down your immune system at least for 2 hours after you eat the sugar. So we all know white sugar is not good for your body, but what can you do to use instead of it? So 9 years ago we ditched the processed sugar from our food and drink. So for drink we like to have some tea or infused water. There's so many other options. You just have to find that what substitute could work for you and just give it a time. Probably it's not going to happen overnight that you're not going to crave for it or you're looking for the same sweetness, but gradually just give it a time and you will succeed into just switch into some healthier drinks. And with food, we've been processed sugar free for over 9 years and we still eat sweets. We just use a different alternative. Of course, we're trying to keep it with a limit that is healthy for us and it's different for everybody, but we are doing fine with maple syrup and dates and honey. So this 3 is our main sweetener and it still does the job and is so much better for our health. The third healthy habit is fresh air. And I'm not just generally talking about then you walk outside. I think it's very important even on those days when we have a tendency we don't want to leave from home. Those are the days actually when you need a fresh air even more than you think. But there are other sources for fresh air, and for example, I like to air out our bedroom every single morning and sometimes at night too. It depends on the temperature because yes, if it's super cold even that day, I like to open our window for 10 minutes and I close the door on that room where I'm airing out in a cold weather so it doesn't get chilly all over the place. But it's so important to have those fresh air and oxygen for your brain, because nothing is more toxic indoor air that has been not aired out, because the air has to move. This is what cleans the air. All the little breeze that we have outside or wind, that cleans the air, and we don't have this inside. So either if you cannot go for a walk, what I highly suggest to go for a walk as often as possible. It can be very super soothing if you feel the anxiety creeping in or you feel overwhelmed. I think a good walk can fix that. And also if you open the window in your rooms can improve your general health. So the fourth healthy habit is to drink more, and we all know that is needs for our body, but I want to talk about a little bit in more details how to implement that. So there's so many other drinks that you can switch to, a healthier drink like infused water or just a tea. So once you find those favorite of yours, put it out there. If you make a tea, don't make just 1 cup of a tea. If you enjoy it as warm, not just hot like I do, I make a huge batch for a whole entire day and I leave it on the countertop, because that's a signal to me that hey, you haven't drank enough, it's still some in the jar. It's encouraging me more to drink it because there's an obvious clue, I have to do it. It's harder to drink when you don't visually see that water or tea or whatever you prefer, but once it's out there and it's for you to drink it and you see it, that helps you. The other thing that has helped me, because I get busy during the day, so I had a tendency to forget to drink enough water or tea. So what I did, I started out a day with 1 glass of tea, and that's easy to remember. And every time when I had to use the bathroom, before I went to the bathroom, I drank another glass of tea right before. So that encouraged me to not to forget, because every time I had to use the bathroom, before I went there, I drank a glass of water. So I ended up to go as often than I knew I needed to stop with the drinking or slow down. But it was definitely a good reminder to connect those two together, because something goes out, you have to replace it. The 5th healthy habit is to get enough sleep, but not too much. Let me explain to you. So we all have suffered for some kind of not sleeping well or not sleeping enough, and I think majority of the people don't sleep enough. But there are so many people that are sleeping too much, and that's why they feel tired and drowsy all day. So you have to find a sweet spot. I saw a video on that topic that explains that either the less sleeping or too much sleeping, it makes just as much damage to your brain than the other. So I figured, to me, 7 hours is perfect sleeping time. That's when I feel more energized, that's when I feel more rested. And of course I have my days when I'm going down with the cold, I have to sleep more, but I really trying to pay attention to the signs. And at night, around between 10 or 11 o'clock, when I feel the first sign, or sometimes 9:30, it depends on the day, but I'm trying to pay attention to my body, that when I feel to start to get sleepy, I don't fight it and I go to the bed straight. Because once you start to fight with that sleepiness, and you just all of a sudden you gather yourself and have more energy, then it's gonna be hard to fall asleep. However, if you listen to your body and go to sleep whatever you feel like that you are getting sleepy and tired, and then the next morning you are going to wake up at the time when you were rested. Also, it helped me to get up at the same time every day. I don't need to use an alarm clock, because my sleeping habit has been adjusted, and I find it took me a long time, though I have to admit it took me a while to figure out what are those hours that has worked for me, because when I was sleeping between 8 and 10 hours, I was constantly tired. Then I figured that it was too much of a sleep for me. However, I don't function on 6 or 7 is the most that I have to get. So at least between 7 and 8 hours of a sleep that makes my body function the best. But beyond that sleep, or if I'm having less of a sleep than that, I don't function well. So it affects your whole entire day. If you start to implement those healthy habits to go to the bed as soon as you feel sleepy, then it will help you improve either your digestion, your immune system, your thinking, because you're not going to have a foggy brain, and all those little symptoms that you might not aware of it, because it comes in one whole entire package, how it affecting you. But basically, if you have this designated hour for sleeping that works for you, you will be a whole entire different person. But thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what is your biggest struggle, what kind of habits you're trying to implement in your life and you having a trouble with that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!